the Trinity is not in Scripture, that the Trinity is actually just invented centuries later. And I mean, you do actually hear this from people who today would call themselves Christian. Small group, but still you do hear that, who deny the Trinity, which, as far as I'm concerned, is the central mystery of the faith.
I don't think you can have Christianity without Trinitarianism. I think the Father sending the Son in the power of the Spirit and the self-giving of himself and then empowering believers to then live a Christ-filled life is essential to the Christian faith. I don't think you can have anything other than that and it be historical biblical Christianity. Now, this accusation often goes in kind of the vein of people saying that the word Trinity is not in the Bible, which I'm totally fine with because the word monotheism is not in the Bible either. And the Bible is clearly monotheistic, right? So the Father is described as Yahweh God, the Son is described as Yahweh God, and the Spirit is described as Yahweh God. We don't believe in three Yahwehs, right? Only one Yahweh. Hear Israel, the Lord is God. The Lord is one God. So how do we then parse this out in a way that is coherent, that is theologically and philosophically valid? And so that's what you get in terms of the Trinitarian conversations, but I think it's all there. One of my favorite ways of describing this is they come up with this acronym HANDS, HANDS, the Father, the Son, and the Spirit are all given the honors, attributes, names, deeds, and seat of God. And if you go through, you can find all of those in describing God. The Father is given the honors, attributes, names, deeds, and seat. The Son is given the honors, attributes, names, deeds, and seat. And the Spirit is given the honors, attributes, names, deeds, and seat. And those are things that are only given to God, we see throughout the Old Testament. And I would even argue that God is complex within his unity in the Old Testament too. And that the ancient Jews would not have had a problem with this because you get passages where Abraham is dialoguing by the oaks of Mamre with Yahweh. And then Yahweh goes on after the two other angels have gone down to Sodom and Gomorrah. And then it says, I believe it's in Genesis 18 or 19, where it says, Yahweh on earth rains fire and brimstone from Yahweh in heaven. You're like, wait, hold on. There aren't two Yahwehs.
Yeah.
So what's going on there? And throughout the Old Testament, you have the presence of God in the Shekinah glory on the ark. And yet God is ruling and reigning in heaven. So there's a tangible presence that is on earth, and there's a presence that is ruling the universe in glory. And so the Trinity is all there, right down to Jesus's baptism, where the Father, is heard from heaven, the Spirit descends, and then you have the Son being baptized. And then we're told to then baptize in the onoma, the singular noun name of the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. And so you have the one name, but then three persons are described.
And it doesn't really seem to matter if the word Trinity shows up, because you know what else is not named in the Bible? It occurs to me? The Bible.